moment on this conference that I went for in Nairobi, when the South African Minister of Transport stood up in the gathering where there are political parties from all over the world, and he said to me, he said, I want to applaud Liberia because your election was so tight, hotly contested, and President Bouaga only defeated President Weah less than 30,000 votes. And yet, President Weah conceded. He said, you people should continue that democracy. I was proud. I'm going to say anyway, therefore, President, we have to concede and keep our democracy on the path it is. It's something, of course, I'm proud of, and I'm happy he did that. I will praise him any day for that, because not many Africans can do that. Look, let's stop all these political noise. When people do something good, praise them. He could have stayed in power like other people. Yes, he could have done that. When President Bouaga...
You listen to Ambassador Scout. I said to my friends, I know so many drug abuse, they got nothing to do with rich or poor. They got to do with the human race. They got to do with behavior and peer pressure. I know so many millionaires that are addicted to drugs. They get all the wealth, they got companies, they get riches, but they get problem. They're addicted, they get drugs problem. I live in Miami. Most of my friends, they have issues. So it tells you that if the rich man have an issue, then drugs is not a good thing. So it's not just poor children, poor people. It's to quit is left with you. This is a young man. I remember, I want to say it again. I remember during my days of visiting Cesar Bar in Clarendon. At that time, things were hard, just like most of you. It was not easy. Grew up from a wealthy home, father and mother divorced. I was brought to the ghetto of Gibraltar in Shaolin. I lived in Shaolin my entire life. When I was in Shaolin, things were difficult. No, peer pressure. They take up the sister bar, we go there, we become pimp. And all we do, we are hooking people up. They may see the guy, you want the guy, okay, begin go. And all these things they taught us how to drink, how to smoke, how to hang around bars. But when the clock sounds, you have to change. I remember the day I decided I would no longer go to the street. And I remember this day, I explained to you, so if you are not motivated by that, then you have an issue. You have an issue. I remember when the Laker came to town called Go 21. The people of my age, if they know that one, you hear somebody say sweet for her, who said it? The old man knows, see, old man, look out behind you there, you see, you know, hey, Go 21. When you drink that one, it's sweet. You can drink 5, 6, 7 bottles non-stop. But the moment breeze blow you, trust me, you'll be walking on the ground, you think walking in the water. Now, even your horse roll, you'll miss where you're going. And I remember I took that Go 21. This is a life experience. You can use it for politics level. I am teaching you something here. So when you see, when you say the truth to people, a lot of people think that they have to call it. I say this so children can do what we did. When that Go 21 kicked in, and then the 10-10 kicked in, and then the marijuana kicked in, plus the Guinness come inside. When I got home, I entered my room, the same room I'll be in when I'm normal. I was in the room was way in the sea. I was walking on that water, and I was feeling good. I was walking on that water. I woke up in the morning, I saw myself on the floor. And I said to myself, what? So, I slept on the floor. Yeah? Oh. From today, I will never go to that CC bar again. You understand? Because I felt what in my body. Nobody felt that way. My friends could not see me again. What happened? I said, my man, I don't think I'm feeling with it. And the next thing I started to do now, I started focusing on playing. I could not smoke drugs anymore. No marijuana, no liquor, no nothing. And guess what? I started being serious going to practice. I used to jog from my house and run to crowd and practice. And this Mate Barrow heard about me. They came for me. I joined Mate Barrow. And I played for Mate Barrow for some time. And the Born Range came for me. And then Invisible 11 came for me. The pastor that preached to you, that prayed for you, she knows me. She knows. Because her brothers and I play for the same team. So, to be successful, it got nothing to do with people. It got to do with you. It got to do with you. People will always help. Your parents will help. But the decision for you to succeed is your decision. If you believe that peer pressure will make you not to be successful, it's your belief. And that's what will happen. No one controls anyone. Our mind controls us. So, I'm saying to you, it's not necessary to be this way. It's not necessary. You are valuable and you are all leaders. Sometimes you got to think. You see, our friends, every time, and that's something that I will not encourage them yet. And I want the children to know. We're not encouraged because our children need to be changed. We are very sympathetic to them, that is good. But we also have to make them learn. They see every time we come to the gathering, they put a certain group and they call themselves Zogos. They give them a certain name, they sing for you to give them cash. We need to stop all this so the children can be serious. So they can be serious. You cannot label yourself and you're doing things that everybody has to be from home. You gotta go to your parents. You gotta help yourself. If I will help you to give you money when you see me in the street, that money should go to buying copybook and pen or buying food, not to go buy drinks. So you parents, we have a responsibility to make sure that we don't groom the children into being lazy. You see, my experience leaving Liberia to Cameroon, from Cameroon to Abidjan back to Cameroon to Europe, it was not a smooth ride. It was very difficult. And they all know that in life, you have to struggle. What struggling in life is to prepare yourself. So tomorrow, I remember my first job. I was working at Liberia Telecommunication, $50. $700 money that what I was making while I was working in the switchboard department. And the only reason I took that job because I wanted to leave the streets. To find something to do. Our children need to leave the streets. They even need to agree to work, to go to school and learn skills and work. We need to encourage them. And you see the children coming in tons, 1,500, and they're holding placards and they are recording Zogos. No, these are not Zogos. These are future leaders of our country. We call them Zogos. You understand? Yeah, most of them make mistakes in life, but we have to fight to change that. But to change that, themselves have to make that change. You look at our country that is developed today. You know why? Because all of us decide to make that change with our international partner. Every time we go away, we let our people know that our people need roads, they need free education, they need this, to talk to them. So let us make sure parents advise the children to leave the street. Do not let your child go astray. Don't be tired, because some of us will get some first stage children in our family. I don't care what we do, but you can hold your ear. I grew up with a grandmother. My ear not cut, it would never cut. You understand? I live in the West Ghetto in Liberia, Shaolin. But I am a good man. So Shaolin did not take me away. When I went to Shaolin all the time, one day I decided I'm not joining, I'm not going to Shaolin anymore. You know what I did? Now I tried to change the Shaolin. I remember I joined the CID. Then the street man become the officer to arrest those people that to Shaolin. So that's my experience. Marijuana, I was on record in Gibraltar, in that church. I was the arresting officer of marijuana because I knew that marijuana was bad. So I was the one that arrested the opium from the church in Gibraltar when I was working as an informer and carrying bash. Because I wanted to clean our community. If I didn't want to clean a community, I want to say, well, no problem, we'll do it. So sometimes you can change. Because I knew the right thing was to make sure that if that marijuana get into our community, most of our young children.
And so, fellow Liberians, home and abroad, it's a privilege again for us to be on here. We want to use this time to welcome each and every one of you to our today's program. Today is going to be a very wonderful day. We're going to have a great program, but the program is going to start with a very, 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 very important, very beneficial information. And for those of you who have the passion in helping people, those of you who have the passion in developing your skill, those of you who have the passion to, make the best out of your knowledge in order for the world to be a better place, this is your program. So we're about to have a wonderful program. Stay tuned. Grab for yourself a bottle of water, and in whatever way that you can be able to, ensure that you are ready, that you are set. I want to say just grab yourself a bottle of water, grab yourself a juice, take your pen and paper, and make the best out of the information that you're about to get. Someone told me that information or knowledge is power. There are people today who are doing great all over the world because they make good use of an information that came their way. And you might be that person that today your life is going to change, or you might be among those people who are going to change the world. So I want to encourage you today. Just grab yourself a pen and paper, invite as many persons as you can invite, share this particular segment of the show in your various groups, tag as many friends as you can tag. Good news is coming your way. Again, good news is coming your way. We're going to take this very short musical break, and we will be very right back. We're going to take this musical break, and we will be very right back.
Okay. Why am I wonder and we wear the calendar? Yes, I'm a wonder and we wear the calendar. Me a Gio and we wear the calendar. Me a Gio and we wear the calendar.
All right. We are in Maryland, right?
Yes, I'm a wonder and we wear the calendar. Me a Gio and we wear the calendar. Me a Gio and we wear the
That's how we do it right here, fellow Liberians, women abroad. So what you can do for us is hit for us the share button. Let's get ready, eh? Yeah, man. Yeah, man. All right. Time. It was tested. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. All right. We gotta take down this music. We gotta take down the music. We gotta take down the music. Uh-huh. That's the thing about, the music. Sometimes when it hits you, someone told me once, he said, music has no boundary. When it hits you, I don't care where you are, you gotta move. You gotta move. So we are grateful again, fellow Liberians home and abroad, to have with us a very wonderful, wonderful, wonderful team. Like I said earlier, brace yourself. We are going to be having a very good time. A lot of information are going to be coming your way. All I want to urge you to do is share with friends, share with family members, and get ready so that we can give you the best of what we have today. So, again, I want to say welcome to each and every one of you. As usual, let's welcome some of our people that we have here with us on the live feed. I want to say, Otis Smith, you are highly welcome. I mean, all of you who are joining us. On this note, we want to go straight to our own mother. I always refer to her as our peacemaker here in the US. She can get tired with our noise, especially in the Liberian community. I want to welcome you, Madam Orita Palareto. How are you, Mama?
I'm okay. Prince, how you doing, my son? You doing all right?
Well, I am grateful. Thank you so very kindly and welcome. Thank you.
That's good. It's
We
good to
want to
have us
welcome,
here.
thank you. We want to welcome Maria. I'm sorry, forgive me for the name if I'm making mistake with the name, but you can just introduce yourself. We're going to start from you. We're going to start with Mariam. Welcome.
Thank you. My name is Maria. You got it right. Thank you for having me on your show. Um, I'm a, social worker and I'm partnered with CACFO to embark on this beautiful service that we would like to put out there, out forth, to train and provide training and facilitation to those in Africa and those in Canada.
All
So
right.
I've embarked on this with CACFO, and I'm really excited to be here today to talk a little bit more about it.
Thank you so much, Maria, for being present with us today. We're going to get the best of everything that you have. Today, we're going to enter in your closet and take all the goodies from there. So, welcome again under the Palava Hut. We want to also use this time to welcome our brother, Tamba Ekoko. My brother Tamba, welcome, sir. How are you?
Yes. Uh, Good evening from my end. It's just, I guess we have the same time. It's 6 minutes after 6.
Yeah.
And today happens to be the 24th of February. Of course, the month is already at the end.
Yes.
So I live in Montreal, Canada. And I happens to be the CEO for Canada Africa Foundation.
All right. Okay.
So
Well, fellow Liberians, I think we already know our mother, but for the sake of today's presentation, we're going to allow her to introduce herself. Ma'am, it's over to you.
So, hello, everyone. My name is Paula Resto. I am part of CAFO organization, and I am officially the chairperson for the chief person for the launching committee for the launching, and I'm here with my team, along with the CEO, our mental health specialist. and we're expecting other folks. Dr. Jala supposed to be on here. I don't know if she's on here yet. Wanto supposed to be on here, and Clarence and Essie, other people supposed to be on here. But
Oh,
I'm happy to be here, and they are my team from Canada. We're supposed to be launching on April 17th through the 19th, the official launching, and we are here. This is part of publicity, making sure that everybody know who we are and what we are about and what we're going to be doing in the next few weeks or months.
oh, okay. Thank you. That's great. Let's go to the CEO, Mr. Tamba. Mr. Tamba, tell us a bit about this organization that you serve as CEO for.
Okay. So firstly, as usual, I would say a very thank you for hosting us tonight on your show. And I'll use this time to say, encourage the viewers and listeners across the globe to listen and monitor the show. But at this time, I will just make a true light on the Canada Africa Foundation.
Excuse me, Prince, can you let some of them in? They say they're trying to get in, they can't be in.
Oh, okay, okay. No problem. I get them here. I get them here. They are
Okay.
admitted. Thank you. Yes, sir, Mr. CEO. I'm
Uh,
sorry for that.
it's okay. It's okay. That's fine. So again, as I said, I happens to be the CEO, and right in the show with us, we have Mrs. Paulette Reto. Mrs. Paulette Reto happens to be the head of the fundraising committee and also our senior advisor. We also have Maria Amato. Maria Amato happens to be our senior mental health care training consultant as a collaborating partner here in Canada. So we also have on the team, I think she's trying to join. She happens to be the human resource consultant, and her name is AC Kowu Dagado, and she also happens to be the head of the steering committee for the all important event. So again, Canada Africa Foundation is a non-for-profit organization headquartered in Quebec. So we are into mental health, and our form of mental health approaches is based on educational program, community development, and of course, we have other line intervention when it comes to the mental health. So we are registered within the province of Quebec as non-for-profit, and we are also registered at the federal level as non-for-profit. So our geographical location when it comes to workings in line with the mental health, we work across Canada and Africa.
Okay, so let me just, I'm sorry, Madam Dakadu, if you are ready, you can just come on. That is, you can just switch your camera on, or you are already emitted in studio. Thank you. Yes, sir. Have you landed?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you
Yes,
so
sir.
much. Thank you for that brief introduction. Let's
Yes.
go to Madam Maria. You are the mental health expert on this particular thing, or the senior mental health, practitioner. Why you choose to have your expertise on this particular boat, on this Canada African, program? Why mental health?
Well, thank you for asking. The project aligns with my values. Being a social worker, a therapist, mental health is really important to me, and there's a need. There's a big gap within our community, within our system, and internationally as well. So when I saw an opportunity to be part of a change and a movement, I was honored and I really wanted to be part of it.
Wow. Now, before going to Madam Orita Palereto, this issue of mental health, how serious it is, I mean, the world over. I know, especially us, in the third world country or in Africa, some of these things are overlooked. And we really need experts like you and many others to be able to tell us or to, guide us how devastating it is. In Liberia, I know we had a civil war, and that particular civil war caused a lot of problem for us. I can say on this show, there are some of us who are suffering from mental health, may not even know that we are suffering from mental
Mhm.
health. So,
Mhm.
my question to you is, uh, how devastating is mental health, whether be it in Africa or in the world, that have caused you to come on board?
Well, suffering from a mental health condition can be really, not just uncomfortable, but it could be so devastating that a person can choose to take their life to end the suffering, right? So when we see that how impactful and how damaging it could be, it's important to relieve the people suffering from how they're feeling, to give them support, and to fill the gap that's in the community and within the system, so that we could better service the individual, and the individual can live symptom free, or free from the difficulties the mental health condition is giving them, or if not symptom free, improved symptoms, at least ameliorated symptoms.
All right. Thank you so very kindly. Madam Rita Palereto, tell us, how important is your role in this unique organization?
Well, my role is number one. First of all, I have a long time experience in mental health as well. So I feel that I can play a pivotal role in helping and contributing my experience. I bring experience to this organization, but mainly what I was given is to be a chief fundraiser of a chief fundraiser on the committee. So as you know, when you are launching, you need some funds. When you are launching, you need donations. When you are launching, um, you need some support. So that's the role that I have been given, to be able to bring some donors on board, to be able to solicit funds, to be able to help to raise funds for the organization for fundraising purposes, to be able to uh, help uh, connect with some networks that will be able to help us, and etc. To be able to help,
Oh,
to be, yes, for the
wow.
fundraising purposes. But
Okay.
like Maria has said, I myself, the mental health part of it aligns with my beliefs,
Okay.
and that has been what I have been doing for many years as well, working with people. So yes, mental health is a stigma that is global. So I work with that population. So I'm happy to help any support that I can give. So yes.
Yeah, Mr. CEO, what drives your passion for this particular institution? Is it, I know sometimes, when people hear of this organization, especially hearing somebody will say developing word, are you getting me? I'm sorry, are you hearing me, Mr. Tamba?
Go in and out.
Are you hearing me, Mr. Tamba? But are you hearing me, Madam Palereto?
Yes, I'm hearing you.
I'm
Let me
not
tell
hearing
you to
anything.
Oh,
Let
I
me
am
tell you
hearing
to
you.
go in and out.
I am hearing you, Tamba. I am
I'm not
hearing you.
hearing anything.
Uh, Maria, are you hearing me, please? Okay. So, I don't know what is happening from your end, Mr.
Okay.
Tamba. Are you getting me now?
I told him to go in and out.
Okay. All right. So while he's going in and coming out, he's going out and coming back in. I would definitely admit him. But let's go to our Madam Maria. I see that you will be having a conference, and this
Yes.
particular conference is to bring together people. Can you tell us what about this conference, the importance of this identical conference?
Well, there's going to be a few things that will be presented on this conference.
Okay.
One of them will be the mental health training, which is where
Hello?
my part
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
comes
can hear
in.
you.
Oh,
I'm
but I
sorry.
think
Uh,
Tamba
are you
could
getting us now?
perhaps no.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, go ahead, Maria. I'm sorry for the.
So it will be partially regarding the mental health training and a little bit about, the rationale, the reason why it's necessary, and the differences between perhaps, how mental health is being.
I will use my phone.
Tampa, can you hear us?
Can
Are
you hear
you
us?
are you getting us, Tamba?
No, he said he's gonna use his phone.
Okay. All right.
Yes, go ahead, Maria.
All right. Go ahead, Maria. I'm sorry for technology. Sometimes it
Of
has its own way
course,
of
of
yeah.
course. So we will be discussing mental health and the rationale for the training, the reason behind the training, and how the training will be
Okay.
organized.
I'm here now. I'm using my phone. I was using the computer.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
good.
So
That's
I
good.
have to exit from here.
Okay. That's good.
Sorry about that.
And no problem. Let me also admit, uh, Madam Dakadu. So, Madam Dakadu, when you are ready, you can just come on. I don't know if you'll be with us via the audio, but again, welcome. Yes, Maria, go ahead, please.
So I was finished. I was just saying that it was going to be about the mental health training and the rationale, so the reasoning behind it, and a little bit of an explanation as to what to expect from the training.
Okay. Okay. So let's welcome Madam Dakadu. Madam Kou Dakadu, welcome.
Good evening
All
from
right.
my end. Can everyone hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear. Yeah, you are.
Okay, apologies for my video cam. Don't have it on my computer.
No problem.
So my name is Cole. I'm the HR consultant for CACFO and also the head for the launching coming up in April. And
Okay.
I'm glad to be on this platform.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Welcome. Welcome. Now, back to you, Brother Tamba.
Yeah.
You know, seeing on this particular program, you will be having your first, anniversary, or sorry, your first conference that will be held. Tell me, who are those that you are expecting in terms of location, in terms of, professional background that you are expecting at that particular program? Is it that this program is for only health practitioner, as we are hearing the experts, mental health and everybody in mental health? Is it just restricted to people who are in the health field? Or tell us, how broad is this particular conference?
Okay, so thank you very much. So uh, we already aware that mental health issues is not limited just to health practitioners, right? So categorically, we have different uh, set of people that we are expecting, most especially when it comes to the keynote speakers, when it comes to co-launchers, when it comes to official guests, and the rest of them. But before I move on that, I will just tell you the different category of people when it comes to the mental health initiative that we expect them to benefit. So we are looking at the the police officers, correction officers, community leaders, health practitioners. We have nurses, we have academic counselors, and we have other professional people in the society that we all are expecting to form part of the occasion. So when it comes to those key players that we anticipate seeing at the program, we have our chief launcher who is coming from all the way from the US. His name is Dr. John Simpson from the Hopkins University. And Dr. Simpson happens to be across the globe public health professor, and he has written a couple of books. And he also part of from the Howard University family. So he happens to be our chief launcher. We have Dr. Joseph Asik, the president for the McGill University. Uh, Obviously, we have a lot of key players that we are anticipating to see at the program. We have other professors from the Carleton University here in Canada. And we have, of course, until then, we also anticipating to receive the First Lady of Sierra Leone. The purpose, the essence of extending the invitation to the First Lady of Sierra Leone because we've already initiating a partnership agreement with the government of Liberia through the health ministry, as we are doing similar with the government of Liberia as well. We are initiating partnership with the government of Sierra Leone. The same thing with the government of Liberia as we are doing. So those are things that we also anticipate because the launching is not just the regular launching that people usually see, like going for attending a program, people make speeches, clap hands, eat food nicely, and leave. No. So it's a very serious occasion. And this is why we have extended a lot of partnership agreement across the three different countries for now. So we are validating the approval while we're still working around the corridor to making sure that things are all on track.
Okay. Okay. That's great. Let's bring you in, Madam Dakadu, the human resource person. Madam, I know this program, from what I'm reading from your website here, is going to be the first global conference. Now, tell me, what is the dream, I mean, of this particular program, or what is the dream of this foundation? I know there are many times we see organization like this coming up and we are all excited, that yes, this is what we need. But sometimes the lifespan of some of these organizations, just lasts for a short while, maybe after 2 3 years, and then it disappear, and all of the good memories are just left, undone. I mean, tell us how vibrant, in terms of the lifespan, in terms of the duration of this program, how is it going to be like? Are we just seeing an organization that is just going to have the first conference and after that the whole name dies down? What is in the making for the longevity of this institution? Yeah,
My
Madam Daga.
apologies. I was talking,
You're
but
welcome.
apparently I was on mute.
Oh, okay, okay.
That's a very good question. When it comes to CAFO, I don't know if you have had the opportunity to go on our website and read some of our programs we have gotten into. So CAFO is not just about mental health. We got other programs across the board that we are currently also working on. Um, But mental health is a sensitive issue. I think we all have come to one conclusion on that. And I would just speak from the African, I would just speak from the, what am I trying to say? From the African concept, because this is where I found myself and looking at the sustainability of
Are you there with us, Sis Cole?
So,
Go
Hello,
ahead,
Sis
Thomas.
Cole? Are you there?
Thomas can
Okay.
answer the question.
Okay, yeah, Brother Tamba, you want to come in while
yeah,
she
yeah, yeah,
get the
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
sure. So, sometimes Liberia, the network, and not just the network, the electricity and stuff like that. But you just made mention of the longevity when it comes to the foundation, right?
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
So that is very important because we have seen a lot of institution, organization that have started fine, but at the end of the day, uh, it just collapsed. So if you take a look at the CACFO website, as the human resource was just saying, right?
Mhm.
You will realize that there's a portion on the website. It has to do with our 5-year strategic plan. So the 5-year strategic plan will also be unveiled right on the day of the official launch. We will unveil that project, which will last for 5 years. All right, and the foundation is being structured in a way that in the absence of the CEO, in the absence of, we have 7 different board members across the globe. So some of them live in the US, some of them live in Norway, some of them live in Sweden, some of them live in Liberia, and the rest of it. But here is it. The most important thing is that this is why we are extending MOU, because uh, we can say in our Liberian setting that no man is an island, all right?
Mhm.
So if you see the reason why we are even partnering, extending partnership with other countries, is because we cannot do it on our own. The essence of extending partnership to Sierra Leone is because for the fact that Canada Africa Foundation is headquartered in Canada, we are not familiar with the geographical location within that particular country of Sierra Leone when it comes to mental health gap, let's say mental health approach, right? We are not familiar with that. So because of this reason, we are liaising with the direct authority within our country, within our territory, that will guide us through the process. So with all of these MOUs that we are signing, we are embarking on, it gave us a clear blueprint as to how well we stand to proceed with some of our activities. So
Okay. Thank you.
so
Thank you.
again,
So
hello.
yes, yes, Madam Dakadu, you are
My
back.
apologies. We having
No
the
problem.
connectivity here is very bad.
I know.
Apparently I
I
was
know.
speaking, but no one could hear me. So just to add up to what the CEO have said, and I'll keep on bringing this to Africa because this is where I can actually relate to. The difference between CAFO, and CAFO stands for Canada Africa Foundation, and other organization, is that um, try to engage marginalized communities, right? Meaning across Africa. So, like I think I mentioned earlier, I said it's not just limited to mental health. We're also looking into education, and we're also looking into social empowerment as well. So to contribute to the global health, it's kind of like comprehensive, right? And not just focusing on Canada, the Europe, the United States of America, but focusing on deserve. When I say on deserve, I mean vulnerable population, like Liberia. I will speak to that aspect. So people in Canada, they have the privilege when it comes to um, to mental health. Um, they have all the facilities given to them. But in Liberia, for instance, when it comes to mental health, I believe that we turn the left ear to it, right? For too long, mental health have been misunderstood in our setting, and stigma, sometimes even it's a stigma sometimes as well across many African societies, and not just in Liberia. It's often just been treated as a private struggle rather than a public health priority. So how many mental health institutions will you see in Liberia here? You hardly see none when it comes to rehabilitation centers here. Most of the time, like me being a human resource and with my staffs are going through mental health issues, even my very self, because we all experience mental health. We have to call international office to have a counseling sections there to deal with these people. So the difference with CAFO is that they are not just limiting mental health to just Canada, but they're working along with Cameroon, they're working along Liberia, and I think CEO mentioned Senegal as Sierra Leone as well. So that's a big difference when it comes to CAFO and what CAFO stands for. I just thought to add that to that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Madam Orita Palareto, someone is listening to you all the way there in Liberia, in Bokonjiri or Jenewine, or maybe Riverses. And this person hearing about this conference is so interesting because looking at what you are involved with, maybe this person is having similar situation in their county, serious, mental health challenge, which sometimes we overlooked, and this person may want to be part of this particular conference. How do you connect this person? How did this person come on board? How do they, form part of this particular conference? How does it work?
Yes. So first of all, if they want to be part of this conference, we will send you information and you can put it on your website. I can send that information to you. We have a website where they can register, uh, and they can register, and then they can go through the process and pay their conference fee, their registration fees, and be able to process their visa. If I'm not sure their status, but because some people have visa passport already, or if they don't have passport, they need to process their passport and get the application for visa and, and get information. But first of all, they need to register. After they register, then they get their letter of invitation. After their letter of invitation, then they start their processing visa application fees application. So what we can do, we can send you the link. I think I shared the link with you, but I
Yeah.
can share the link with you now, which is the link for the first conference, and everything is on there. And you can give that invitation, or I will give you our numbers if they need to call us. You can give my number, the information
Okay.
right
So
now.
I know the program is, from what I'm looking at here, the program is a 3 days program from the 17th to the 19th of April
Yeah.
2026. I stand to be corrected. Now, let's assume that someone has received the information about attending this program, his letter of invitation, etc., have paid. And maybe at the end of the day, because of maybe one or two problems, they could not attend the program. What becomes of that person? Maybe fees, that connection he has established with the Canada Africa Foundation. What becomes of it? Is it that once he did not attend, or he or she did not attend that program, automatically he's just forgotten, or will you be establishing a link, or what becomes of that person?
I
Uh,
would just
Yeah.
I
I
just
know
want to come. Okay, go ahead, Mr. Stowe.
I know that when they do register, the registration fee is non-refundable.
Okay.
Then they have to go for processing their fees. But in terms of keeping in touch with them, I'm sure we can keep in touch with them. But let's see or answer that. But
All right. So I think Madam Dakadu was coming in.
yeah,
Yeah,
Dakadu
Madam
can.
Dakadu, he was coming in before we go to the CEO and we'll come to Sis Maria. Yes, let's hear from you.
So when it comes to the conference, it's not just an in-person conference.
Okay.
So it's both in-person and virtual. So we
Okay.
understand that sometimes you love to join the conference, but due to unseen circumstances, you might not be able to. You can still join the conference. And after that conference, we have already created partnership and some kind of link with that individual, which is not just limited to that dates of the conference. So most definitely pay for your registration fees. If you can make it in person, you can still join voucher and be part of the event.
All right. Yeah, Mr. CEO, before you come in, we've been joined by our sisterly program in Liberia, the Zigo TV. Is also an online TV, have a very wide audience in Liberia, not only in Liberia, but in West Africa. So I want to say welcome to our brother, Roland B. Yomi. Welcome, sir.
Yeah, so let me say good evening to your guests and also good evening to the rest of your panelists on the show. And I also want to appreciate them for every initiative and also the organization I've been following and I also still following. And also
Thank
I'll
you,
follow the
Roland.
also my info. Okay, thank every one of you people. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you
you,
so
Roland.
much. Yeah, Mr. Tamba, you was coming in.
Yes, thank
You have
you.
the floor, sir.
Welcome, Mr. Yume. Yeah. So I will just take us back to the aspect of how can someone become a member. So on our website, we have three categories of membership, right?
Okay.
So the first category of membership has to do with volunteer staff,
Mhm.
where you have a professional background, especially when it comes to mental health. There is a portion there on the website. You can fill up that form. Once you fill up that form, and then we can access it by our legal department and in consultation with the human resource consultant, right? And then we also have another form where you want to become a supporter, like financially. You want to become a member to be a supporter of the foundation, right? There, you don't have to work. You don't have to work professionally. You will just be in the back as a member, making sure that the support is there. So that is another aspect. So we also have another membership where you will become a full-fledged member. All right, that full-fledged membership is not so much about being a professional staff. All right, that full-fledged membership could be either an organization or institution. Maybe let's take for instance, you having a show. My brother just joining us, Mr. Yumi. Mr. Yumi could say, "Well, I would like to partner with CACFO when it comes to publicity and the rest of it." So those are the three categories of membership. They are there on the website. All right. So now coming back to what the HR was just saying, when it comes to how can you participate.
Yeah.
So the aspect of the participation, this is why the foundation activities is not just limited to only, it's not tied around only to Canada, right? If you also look at most of our activities, like from on the website, you will realize that in time to come, in time to come, uh, most of the training will not be done in person. All right. This is why we said all of the funding, all of the little amount whatsoever sent the supporters are paying and whatsoever it is, it goes strictly towards our mental health care project. And the mental health care project, all those less fortunate individuals. This is why if you even check on our t-shirt, it's written there, no cost, and no boundaries. The no cost says that the essence of the no cost is that all of those underserved communities, all of those less fortunate individuals that the foundation will be supporting when it comes to mental health is free of charge.
Okay.
It's no cost. And then coming back to no boundaries, meaning regardless of your geographical location, whether it be from Zimbabwe, whether it be from uh, Sierra Leone, whether it be from Liberia and elsewhere, is no boundaries. All right. Where applicable when it comes to mental health gap. So those are places that we go. And our intervention is educational wise.
Okay.
Is educational wise. So I just thought it wise to add up based on what our two staff have said. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's go to Maria. Are we want to know the benefits of one attending this program. We now understand that it's going to be via visual and also in person. Now, what are the benefits that one should expect after this elaborate program, after this wonderful program? What are some of the benefits that the participants will actually have?
Yes. Well, there'll be more. Number one, they're going to have a better understanding, more information, and a better understanding of mental health in general. Uh, with that, some of them will be, of course, within the mental health field. So there will be an aspect of how to preserve yourself and not experience burnout when you're helping individuals with mental health issues. There will also be an understanding of how do we help while staying within our role, because we are not specialists in the sense that we cannot prescribe medication, we cannot diagnose, right? So within our scope of practice, how can we help? So for example, some will be police officers. How can police officers help in their field of scope of practice, right? Nurses, how can nurses help in their scope of practice? Guidance counselors, and so on and so forth.
Wow. Okay. Thank you so much. Let's go to the HR before we go to our brother Yomi. Probably has a question or so. You talk about when you look on the website, you talk about community impact, where people are going to gain knowledge and the tool, that can be, directly applied to healthcare, to the well-being, in our community and etc. Someone listening to us, maybe from Liberia, where you are, how can that particular person be able to impact that community with this particular program? Now, maybe the person may say, well, what are the tools that you can give me in order for me to be able to impact my community after this, 3 days or so program? What can you say to such person?
Thank you so much. Just keep forgetting your name.
Prince?
Prince.
Yeah,
Yes,
Prince.
Prince. I like the fact that you brought it to my country, Liberia, which I can speak on that. So, community impact, it just require cultural intelligence, right? You cannot relate to Liberia community if you don't understand or you don't understand our culture. So the
Yes.
first thing I think the CEO spoke of were partner with our community leaders and leaders in government. So we have an MOU currently with the Ministry of Health that is being worked on. People from Liberia, people within Liberia have to attend this training to know how to embed it into our culture, right? Um, when it comes to our local storytelling. So if you in Canada, you cannot relate to somebody in Africa because some of their scenarios will be quite different from your own beliefs in Canada. So most of the time, it will have to come to storytelling in order to make people understand what mental health is all about. So you talk about tools, and when I think about tools, I think about how to equip the youth with emotional tools. So peer support groups, we also need something like that in Liberia. Stress management techniques, something like you can use also digital awareness like campaigns when it comes to publicity, advocacy. Those are tools, ways and means that you can use. When it comes to the practical tools, this is where you have partnerships, right, with local counselors, community health, and this is what make CAFO bit different because in Liberia, somebody got mental health, they will just label you as crazy sometimes. When that person just needs someone to just have a conversation with, in where he found himself, the CEO in Canada or where Mr. Stu is in the United States of America, they have group homes. They have homes for people who are mentally not stable. But do we have it in Liberia? I think I gave you an example when I said sometimes most of my staff, including myself, will have to call regional office to have someone to talk to them when it comes to mental health. So CAFO coming in and working across borders, not just limiting it to the Western world, but saying that okay, we need to also work with Liberia, Sierra Leone. And those are just few countries currently that CAFO is working with. That's what makes this institution very unique. So mental health is just a very sensitive issue, Prince. I will be very honest with you. And that when you're talking about it, you have to understand the culture in order to be able to identify and for them to be waiting to talk to you about mental health. So those are just ways and means that we can um, um, those are just ways and means that we can make our people in Liberia understand it by attending this training and coming back to see how best we can bring it within our culture to make sure that mental health can be can be um, can be identified with.
Okay.
And
My brother
that's why
Roland.
Prince, and that's why
Yes.
Prince,
Definitely.
currently we have a MOU with the Minister of Health in Liberia, because it is important because of, as you know, we went through war, and a lot of the people that went through war, they need to be rehabilitated. And most of them have mental health issues and they need to be rehabilitated. So by us having an MOU, you just never know. CAFO could have a rehabilitation center as well in Liberia to help some of our Zocos that are on the street to help them out. Some of them, we label them crazy, bobo, or whatever, but they have some mental health challenges. And those mental health challenges need to be treated depending on how chronic and how severe it is. And yes,
Def
like the HR say, some of them we can talk to them, but some of them need some serious attention.
yeah. My brother Roland, welcome. Again.
Okay, yeah. So thank you very much, and that's a very beautiful program, and I much applaud them. I appreciate them also for taking that stand. But I got a few questions. The first one is what is the long-term plan for the program, most especially for the mental health program? Maybe do they have a targeted time for that particular program? Maybe like for now, the 2030, we should be able to meet ourselves at this particular standard for now, the 2040, or what is the targeted, I mean, long term plan for the organization?
So
Thank.
CEO.
I will just come in briefly, and then maybe the CEO can add. I'm getting a better feedback as on my end. So I think mental health is something that you cannot just say you have a definite time frame on, right, Roland? But every institution have a strategic framework then that can help you achieve within 2 years. Am I being heard?
Yes.
Yeah, every institution have a framework that can help you achieve certain goals within a frame line. So when it comes to our mental health program, we just started with it in this training, our first global conference, bringing all professionals across all walk of life together in the same space. We want to train maybe 500 healthcare workers when it comes to internship programs in Canada, providing them with the practice and the exposure when it comes to delivery system, right? Where they can come back. I think I made reference to culture, where, for instance, if I want mental health rehabilitation center in Liberia, I can have a training calendar, invite few Liberians to come for that training, give them the tools, give them the exposure where they can come back in the country and implement those training that they have learned. We got specific objectives. We have a 5-year strategic framework, by the way, and we've already started working on that. So within the 5 years, we pray to see few rehabilitation center in Liberia, and not just CACFO own, but also government as well. And this is why our first initiative was to have an MoU with the Ministry of Health, to make sure that we are on the same alignment. So once that is done, having a comprehensive training packages that can also enable them to understand what mental health is. Because if you ask me, mental health is not a sickness; it's something that we all go through, right? I can tell you definitely in Liberia, lack of employment, that's mental health. In financial, when it comes to stability, some people are not financially stable. That's mental health. Single mothers, some even have single fathers. So some people, I don't want to be gender biased. That's mental health. So we have a 5-year strategic framework that we're currently working within to make sure that some of these concerns can be addressed. But I will stop here and just allow the CEO to come in.
Yeah.
All right. I can go ahead, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You have the
All
floor.
right. Thank you. So, I will just, for the sake of our audience out there, because some of them may not have the time to really ask question. So, for the sake of clarity, and we are here to provide the information. So, as our human resource consultant just said, so we do have a 5-year strategic plan. So the 5-year strategic plan starts from 2025 to 2030. All right. So within the 5 years strategic plan, we are targeting 500 communities. So the 500 communities, that's our target. So the 500 communities is not a Canada-based community. Is across Canada and Africa. So within the 500 communities, we are targeting 500, 500 healthcare workers. So the 5-year healthcare care workers within each community, we've designed our strategic plan in a way that one health worker could be assigned to 5 different, because we don't want to make it very broad. That way we will not be able to achieve our goal within the 5 years. So we are targeting 500 communities across Canada and Africa. And within the 500 communities, we are also targeting 500 healthcare workers. So it's like each community, we have one healthcare worker. So if you listen to our training consultant, because most of the training will be doing most of the training virtually, right? So it's a continuous process. So once we train, like if we get 5 communities from a specific locality in Liberia, right? Each community will be represented by a specific person, a focal person. That person will be trained by CACFO. And after the training, that person will not just sit down and just allow that person and say, oh, just the normal way, we have already trained you, we get your certificate, and then you move on. All right. So what happens to the training? After the training, what happens? Will you take the certificate and put it under your bed and go back and look for another job, or you put a certificate under your bed and then you go elsewhere and start looking for another job? No. So in order to have the process effective, this is why we are partnering with the line ministries that are responsible when it comes to mental health. So they will be our monitoring and evaluation partners. They will be monitoring the process day by day. All right. So we will not be everywhere at the same time. They will be there monitoring the process. They will be there monitoring the communities. So after the training, you will notice that the first 5 communities, example, the first 5 communities with 5 different healthcare workers, you will notice that after every 6 months, they will produce 10. So for every time you increasing the number to 10, and after 6 months, it increase. So the number will keep on increasing. So it just tells you that it's a non-stop. All right. So those are strategic methods that we have put in place for 5 years. All right. So when it also comes to, because we have other people who may have direct effect when it comes to mental health, right? So we will not expect those people to be trained. We will not expect those people to participate in the training. We will not expect those people to be waiting until we train the 500 healthcare workers before they can get treatment, or before they can be talked to, before they can be counseled, right? This is why our website is there open. Once you have your issues, right, you don't have to call Mr. Stowe, you don't have to call the CEO. We will not be around. We don't know what is happening to you in your locality. We don't know what is happening to you in your country. Assuming, like I was talking to the focal person from Kenya, right? She asked me the same question, the director for mental health in Kenya. She asked the same question. She said, oh, what if I have 10 different mental health affected persons, right? How do they get to you, considering that we have not yet signed an MoU between CACFO and Kenya and the government of Kenya, right? So I just explained to her, very simple. They can go on the website. We have the forms there, right? Fill up the form. Tell us what is, how we can be of help to you. Right there, when you fill up the form, we have a team of professionals. This is where our volunteers of mental health care workers, this is where they come in. So we not just recruiting volunteers when it comes to mental health, and then they just submit their forms, and then we just like say you can sit there and wait, right? We have hundreds of people who are there waiting for the service. And all of these services we are talking about is free of charge. You can be right in Liberia and say, oh, my daughter have a mental health issue, but I don't have money to go to the hospital. Like in Liberia, we have the one in Duporo, right? I can recall when I was PSS coordinator at the juvenile investigator in Liberia. I can still recall I most often used to send students there for internship, right? So most of the times when I see a lot of family members going there to admit their family member to be rehabilitated and all of that, sometimes it takes time. Like it will take sometimes 1 week, 2 weeks, and you have to carry things, you have to carry materials, tissues, blanket, because they go in there, they're going to station there. But now our process is like open to the public, right? You don't have to go through all that process. Just go on a website, fill up the form for your family member, and book an appointment. Having booked the appointment, we'll have our mental health care consultant or team of professionals that will talk to you. All right. So if you even look at in Canada, that's the main gap in Canada, not just Canada, America, the rest of the other countries. We don't have psychologists. We lacking psychologists. To really find psychologists, like you see, Mrs. Stowe is on the team today. It's not just because Mrs. Stowe came on board because of honesty, sincerity, or experience. No, Mrs. Stowe is a seasoned mental health practitioner. All right. So, in the absence of our professional supporters, right, Mrs. Stowe can come in. We have Maria Amanto. Maria Amanto is our mental health care consultant in Canada. Maria Amanto can come in. She has a huge team of professionals that she's working with, right? Some of the cases that Mrs. Stowe cannot handle, that can be referred to Maria Amanto. If she cannot handle it, that can be referred. And this is why we have the former health minister on board, Dr. Wilhelmina Jala.
Right.
All right? Dr. Wilhelmina Jala is, in fact, she is the mental health care coordinator for the foundation when it comes to mental health. All right. And we have another key players from Sweden, from Norway, and you just name them. So we are not stationed only because we are headquartered in Canada, but geographically, we are everywhere. You can
Thank
say any part of the world and apply online and seek for mental health care services free of charge. And then if you ask me where the funding comes from, right?
And that
And
was just the next question I was going to.
yes, I know. So
Yeah.
sometimes whenever you are flowing, you should already calculate the some of the basic. Yeah. So someone right there in Liberia will be asking, but the way you're doing the whole mental health care thing now, my people, and you say that free? Yes, that free. How you will get your money then to pay your people then, and how you will sustain that website, how you will pay your office staff then, and this that. So it's another challenge, right? But the foundation is being set up in such a way that it's not a problem for us. When I say it's not a problem, this is why if you look on the website again, we have volunteers professionals. They go on the website. If you even notice that almost like every time we put in our vacancy on our website, right? We recruiting. Once you go there, you fill up your form, volunteer. You don't have to work for CACFO from Monday to Sunday. Your 2 hours for the whole month is okay for us. If we have 15 psychologists, we have someone from Portugal, and he only gave in 2 hours. There is the reason why I mentioned it was 2 hours, right? He's a PhD. He has a PhD in psychology. He's a psychologist. All right. He only gave in 2 hours. 2 hours for what? 2 hours for the whole month. So, meaning if we have a specific case, we can refer that person to him. All right. He's not being paid. It's free of charge. We sign a contract. It's free of charge. And then we have, of course, we can apply for grant. We can seek for partnership or support. Or like somebody asked me today in my office and said, "Oh, if I want to do a donation, how do I do a donation?" Right? And I just said, just go on the website again, and you check on the website, you'll see donation, right? You can do whatever donation. You can do $1 donation. You can do $5 donation. You
Right.
can do $50 donation. That's fine. And all of the donation, all of the funding is being directed to our mental health care project. All right. And even the aspect of the registration that you see going on, right, is to initiate our first mental health care project, which has already been developed. We already have the concept note and we already have the layers. We already have the list of participants. But for the first phase, we'll be targeting nurses, social workers, and academic counselors. Those are three categories of people. The first 100.
Now, uh,
So
I want to ask.
So
Yeah, you want
so
to come in?
so every year,
I
every
got a,
year
I
is
got a
100.
question.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, thank
Prince,
you. I appreciate I
Yeah,
I appreciate you
Madam
both
Cho,
for
you want to
answering
come
the
in?
question.
yeah, yeah, I
Okay, so
wanted
Roland, just hold on. I think she's coming
hold
in.
on, Roland. I just wanted to add something to what the CEO said in terms of the community engagement. Prince, as you know, we have various communities with our schools. Now, as we talk about mental health, this community engagement that we plan on having and having people to help them, the community engagement, we can even start with these various schools. We have counselors, the way we have MoUs with the Ministry of Health. If we can have even counselors in the school, one counselor in each school to help to train the counselor to be able to help the children in the school to prevent some of these things that the children are going through, then that way it won't to give them some interventions so the Zoko will not increase, the Zoko they call them, and their mental health problems that interfere with their education. For example, I mean, I'm a matter from Gibson. If we can have one counselor to GW Gibson to bypass there, another one to Tottenham High, if we can have a counselor to each of these schools, one, we train them, and the community engagement part of it, and select schools and get the schools involved, man, it will be helpful. And CACFO can do that. CACFO can lead that initiative as well. Go
Thank
ahead,
Yeah,
Roland.
Roland.
Okay, so thank you very much. There were myself, I wanted to drive her because I came from the angle for sexual gender-based violence when I was in high
Mm-hmm.
school. So that was the
Mm-hmm.
same thing. So they
Yeah.
have a team, and we were on the team when we were in high school in 12th grade. We led a
Right.
team on the high school level in Ghana. But now my question is going this way because I hear one of the team member talking about teaching the cultural value and so forth. But now my question is, how will CAFO ensure cultural competency in diverse community? Let's say, for example, there are people who from different background who cannot understand the English, but they are going through a lot. How
Mm-hmm.
possible it is that maybe, or what are some of the criteria or team set up to be able to meet those people?
Yeah, so if I really get your question clear, right? You want to know how can CACFO impact uneducated individual, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, also
Unlettered,
taking into consideration the
uneducated,
language barrier.
uneducated persons.
Yeah, taking into consideration different languages as well in the
Yeah.
community.
Okay. So now this is where categorically we thought it wise to partner with the line ministries, right? Uh if you also look at, unfortunately, we cannot unveil the training framework now, but the training consultant is right here. So this is where, in Liberia, have you heard about Liptralo in Liberia? Mrs. Stowe, you ever way back? I think it
Yeah,
still existing.
Lectralo.
Liptralo,
Yeah, yeah,
Liptralo, right?
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, very good. So Canada Africa Foundation is not our lane, it's open. So when it comes to that, we also have a solution to that. We have a specific group of people in the country where applicable that our activities or project will be initiated. So if we are targeting, although we have not reached that stage yet, but if we are targeting people in that category, right? So we will definitely have to partner with a particular institution, like I just mentioned, Liptralo. So they are into, you don't have to be educated. You don't even have to speak English. All right. Let's take, for instance, in places like Zimbabwe, right? Most of I had a one-on-one interaction with several women. In fact, they average like 98%. So women, they could even speak English. They are highly yearning for mental health care support. Some of them for their family members, but they can't speak English. So now, this is where the partnership comes in, right? We partner with a specific institution that into that language that can interpret when you say come here and then they say in your dialect, because of course Canada Africa Foundation, we cannot speak and you understand certain language, right? So we cannot do that. So since we cannot do that, the strategy put in place to adhere to that kind of an intervention, all right, we partner with the rightful organization or institution. This is why we will have to always pass through the rightful ministry, which is the Ministry of Health. Ministry of Health, they have that department at the Ministry of Health. All right. They have that department at the Ministry of Health where when they want to do their publicity, they can reduce it into certain dialect. They can talk to people, they can communicate to people directly that they will understand what they are saying. All right. So I guess that answer your question. So
And
we
I,
have that strategy put in place and making sure that you don't even have to talk. If you cannot even talk, let's forget about the dialect. All right. Some people can talk, but they can hear. And some people, they are deaf and dumb. We also have that strategy put in place. So we are not just looking at only the people that can talk. We are
so
not looking at the people that can hear, but they can't talk. But we're also targeting the deaf and dumb.
mm-hmm,
All
mm-hmm.
right. So we can
I
reach
think
out to
Madam
them too as
Dakadu,
well.
you was coming in, Madam Dakadu.
Yes, Prince.
Yes.
I would like to be very precise when it comes to Liberia. I think that was one of Roland's concern.
Yeah.
And just to add to what CEO had said, in Liberia, when it comes to mental health, when you're speaking, you have to be very honest and you have to be compassionate, right?
Sure.
Liberia, we carry a very unique historical and social economic context. I'm looking at the country we find ourselves, or I find myself. Many of us, we are living with trauma from the civil war, when it comes to civil conflicts, when it comes to economic hardship, when it comes to migration, when it comes to stress, the gender-based violence that Roland just spoke about, and even on the daily survival pressure. There are mothers, there are fathers who go looking for ends meet just to afford 1 or 2 cups of rice. So that's why I mentioned earlier, I said not just anybody can speak about mental health when it comes to Liberia. You must relate to the context of this country before you speak about mental health. Even the Ebola crisis that happened in 2014, people are still traumatized by that. One of the platforms was on, I made reference to even if a tire go off, sometimes my hair cut, I think a gunshot, right? That's mental health. I'm still being traumatized by the civil war. So in many communities, mental health are interpreted in so many, so even say that spiritual, be honest with you, they will go as far as cultural. A lot of things people misunderstood. So most of the time, when you see people suffering from mental health, it leads to silence because they don't want to be stigmatized. They just keep it to themselves, and then they even commit suicide. So when it comes to how CACFO can contribute, I think that's one of what this guy Bolin, one of his concern. I would definitely say when it comes to mental health, we need campaign awareness. That what we're doing right now, publicity, talking about mental health, community dialogues, right? When it comes to faith leadership engagement, like Christian or Muslims, when it comes to youth workshop, when it comes to women focus safe space, those are things that we need in Liberia, and those are ways and means that we can even bring mental health to the rural, say rural area, places that you cannot easily have access to. There's some of our counties we have. Who to train? If you look at the CAFO website, Prince, you will also notice that there are a lot of professionals from all walk of life that will be attending. Teachers, HR professionals, community health workers, youth leaders, faith leaders. Because when people are more equipped with the basic psychosocial skills, this is where now you can come back to your country and make sure that you can implement that. And that will cause sustainability, right? Um, so to be honest with you, partnership, I heard we keep talking about partnership with institutions. So not just the Ministry of Health, even university in Liberia, we could partner with them. NGOs in like local NGOs, not just international NGOs. Can also strengthen our mental health strategy that we're trying to lead. So I think the bigger picture when it comes to mental health in Liberia is not just a health issue, it's a development issue, right? Something that it affects our productivity, it affects our education outcome, family stability, and we should still just even reference like counseling. How many people got counseling in schools around here? Just few. Not just as Zoko, even our young girls, then they're going through things at the house. Maybe their father or their stepfather are molesting them. They are not Zokos. But who can they talk to? So having these things in the schools, in the church can also help them as well. So my closing thought is just that in Liberia, mental health transformation will not just come from only hospital, it will come from communities having a very honest conversation and decentralizing it in those rural areas that you can just easily have access to. Yeah,
Thank
I
you.
just thought
Thank
to
you.
speak from that
As
context.
we about to, let go of you people because I know you guys are very busy. I want to ask Maria here. Maybe somebody listening to you in Liberia, in Africa, or somewhere, and this person has maybe this passion of connecting their institution with your institution, since you are one of the professional, and let's just say Liberia, with the issue of gender-based violence, the Ministry of gender just released a report, and in Liberia, it's very hard. It's something that is of concern, and an institution wants to work with your institution to be able to get that requisite training, because taking into consideration the days that they will be there for, whether be online or in person, may not be sufficient enough to maybe build them up for, let's say, the work out there. So if an institution is listening, is it possible that they can get, to your organization CAFU, to be able to have a training of their staffs that they can be able to launch out in the field? How does this work? Is it just after the 3 days program everybody gone, or you are open to partnering with people that want to go out there?
There is ongoing facilitation. So there will be ongoing facilitation. There will be also facilitation that they can do on their own time as well, right? So virtual, not necessarily live, but they can choose their hours and when they'd like to advance and whatnot. So it becomes easier if they already have a job, for example, or they're a student, or whatever the schedule of those might be, to participate in the training.
Wow. Okay. Or Miss Samba?
Prince,
Yes, Madam Dakadu.
I want to just add to that, and this just bring me back to a Roland question when it comes to our framework.
Mm.
So definitely it's something that is continuation, it's continuing, it's not just it will not just stop after the third day in Canada. So one of our specific objectives in our framework is to establish partnership with hospitals or healthcare in Canada willing to host African healthcare professionals, right? That's something that we definitely will be doing within the next 5 years. We'll also recruit and place Canadian healthcare professionals in African healthcare facilities for knowledge exchange and system strengthening. It's also part of our 5 year strategic plan. So this is something that is definitely just the beginning, and we're looking at sustainability, not just when you just start and then it finish, then that's the end of it. So it's something that will empower our African brothers and sisters. So if CAFO decide to focus on another country, like we have already established a framework that can address mental health issues. So those are some of the specific objectives that we will be looking into within the next 5 years.
Thank you. Yeah, Mr. Tamba, you want to speak on that?
Oh yeah, I just thought it wise to for the sake of because it's already there on the website. It's for public view. So I just share the 5 years plan again. Of course, she got it, but I just resend it to her to measure store, and then she will share with you and your team our 5 year strategic plan because uh, I know it will be a little bit complicated if you happens to go there. Maybe you want to print it. So for the sake of answering most of the questions, I just send the copy, the 5 year
Okay.
strategic plan. So there
Thank
you find everything.
Thank you. Madam To,
Yes.
what is the the monetary value attached to this wonderful program? I know, like we've heard from everybody, it's going to be a very great program. At the end of the day, they're going to have some other materials that they can use. So, what is the monetary value attached to this?
The monetary value attached to this program, you mean the entire
Yes,
program?
yes, ma'am.
Um, the monetary value, CEO, you want to help me with that? Is how much?
Uh so the total budget you're talking about, right?
Yeah,
Is that what you're talking about? Okay.
Yes,
yeah.
that's what he's talking about. So the total budget for the entire process is around $100,000. Yeah, it's around $100,000. So if you see the reason why, it's difficult to have on board psychologists, it's difficult to have on board professionals, it's difficult to execute a lot of activities. Uh, yes, we have because we are using one of the finest and one of the most due facility when it comes to the training. We are using a Stay Bridge Hotel for our training.
Okay.
We are using Stay Bridge Hotel. So you just tell me, I mean, when you're using such facility and you have all of the activities there, and most importantly, like all of the participants, all of the activities that they are doing there, especially the training, they are not paying for training. All right. Everything there will be free of charge. And we are also responsible for our guests. Our guests are coming from across the globe. I mean, you're taking all of these things into consideration because when you're having the kind of event, you have to be very conscious when it comes to professionalism. In order for you to have a successful program, you have to have a standard. All right. The money is huge, but it's important. In Liberia, we can say sepe. All right. So here in Canada, there is no sepe. You and I know in the US, there is no sepe.
Yeah.
Nobody want to even know whether you get money, you not get money. That's not the people responsibility. You
Right.
pay before service. All right. So, yes, it's difficult, but of course, we have to proceed. We have to do it.
Wow, such
Yeah.
an elaborate program in terms of cost. But we just want to start with our sister, Madam Dakadu, as she closed us from
So,
her
so
end.
you hear me, Mr. Sherry, please?
Yes, sir.
Please, can I give my last can I ask my last question, then for now I give my recommendation, please, if
Thank
accepted.
you, sir. Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So my last question will go to this: what are some of the mechanisms put into place to protect the data that will be coming from the feed? Because we understand that when we're working here back with those people, there are other people who tell you that, oh, this is what I'm telling you, but don't share with any other person. So is
Come
there any
come again.
mechanism that have been put into place to protect the data that will be coming from the feed?
Oh, okay. The data that will be coming from the field, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So again, this is why it take us back to the aspect of partnership, right? So unfortunately, we will not be able to read the MOU, right? But if you look at the MOU details, right? For instance, the Ministry of Health of Liberia, they are responsible. That's their responsibility. They have all of the different techniques that they will provide in order to collect, to have the data. All right. But are we also relying on that data 100%? No, it's not 100%, right? We will also we do have our project, international project manager. So the project manager, it is his responsibility. We have the international program manager for the foundation. So we have program managers, right? So we have all of these three different professionals. So it will balance the equation when it comes to data management. All right. Ministry of Health,
Okay. Yeah.
Ministry.
Thank you. You answer. Thank you. Answer another question. Thank you for answering that. I mean, like data that will be leaving from the field, right? Let's say, for example, there'll be a team
Mhm.
that will come to me. Oh, why is a major problem that you are going through? Has been a major problem. Maybe the next day again, I go here for another community person. Oh yeah, they say that why SYC were going through that. Why you see it happening? Another time again, another person again. So how protective would that data that will comes from the field be?
I would like to come
Oh,
in shortly, please. CEO.
yeah, go
I'm
ahead.
hearing a bad feedback. I don't know where it's coming from. Um, so Prince, that's a very important question, to be honest with you, because I think
Sure.
your concern is impact without tracking becomes assumption. I hear you saying that a few minutes ago. So from a fee perspective, especially in mental health and community programs, monitoring, we call it MAE in Liberia here, right? Monitoring evaluation. It must be very structured and very sensitive as well. So our first will be community based. That's the first thing first, at the grassroots, when it comes to the grassroots level. So, for example, what do I mean? When we feedback, we always have a form, right? I know that most of my MAE staff, when we send in the feed, they have a community feedback forms. Sometimes beneficiary reflection sessions as well. Yeah, I always believe in storytelling, and that works so much in our culture here in Liberia. So we'll definitely have a structure, storytelling and case studies. That will also be something that we'll look into. Another one will be pre and post intervention assessment. I wish I one of my MAE staff here with me. They'll be impressed. So what we track will be awareness and stigma, perception, how they're coping with the knowledge that they're gaining from the training, emotional well-being. The third will be fee reporting system, right? Monthly fee officer report. This is where MAEO comes in. Digital tracking, dashboard, structure, activity logs, partner organization reporting templates. These are all ways and means that definitely CACFO will put into place just to make sure that we are not basing it on assumption, but yet these are the facts, right? Based on our assessment. So that's a very important question, and these are some of the mechanisms that We will definitely track and monitor impact from the field.
Thank you. So we would just like to go to the CEO for his a closing statement as we take leave of you. And again, on behalf of the platform, we want to announce to you, our people, in Liberia and the rest of the world, you're listening to the cost attached to this very extensive and very, very program that all of us will benefit from. And you heard from the very beginning that, they don't have somewhere that they are taking money from. Say, yeah, we get some kind of bank, we just go there and take money. They are depending on your donation.
Yeah.
Whatever you can do, the website is there. Immediately after this show, we're going to send it in our various chat rooms, send it to our brother in Liberia, and put it in all of our, handles. Whatever you can afford. I mean, you can be wherever part of the world. You can still donate to this water cause because there are a lot of people who are suffering from this mental health. I mean, sexual based violence and etc. etc. The program is so extensive, it's so big that the money that he even called, in my view, I think is even small. I mean, for this program, it's even small, but they are depending on your help. Someone out there is listening to us and you want to make a donation. That donation can be $5, it can be $10, it can be
Mm-hmm.
up to 1,000 United States dollars. It can be whatever amount that you think you can help to save somebody's lives. Because there are people out there who are dying on a daily basis. Our people are stigmatized. Can you imagine somebody in Liberia? This is one of the issues that we have. Somebody see you, you toss on this somebody, say, man, I'm a cracky, I'm
Yeah.
a crazy.
Yeah.
And when they stick
Yeah.
that craziness behind you, it behind you. So there are a
Mm-hmm.
lot of people who are suffering from this and they need your help. You can be of a help to help somebody. That person that this program might impact will be your uncle that is in the village there. Maybe your sister that is in the village, your brother-in-law, your somebody. So your $5,
Even your daughter.
that's good. So your $5, your $10, your $15 will be of a great help to this particular institution to ensuring that they save life and they bring dignity back to that somebody who somebody is calling crazy, cracky, zepsy, and etc. Let's go to you, Mr. CEO, as you close us.
All right. So thank you so much. I just want to use this time to extend our thanks and appreciation to our listeners, our viewers across the globe. Uh, Canada Africa Foundation is open to the public and it will be launched officially uh, between the 17th to the 19th of April 2026, right in Montreal at the Staybridge Hotel. The address is 4535 St. Laurent. So we are encouraging other partners who wishing to support the process with funding, donation in whatever way. If you don't have to necessarily support the foundation with money. If you are not in that capacity, you can also support the foundation based on your professional background by voluntarily supporting the process when it comes to the training process and the rest of it. So again, I would say thank you so much. Thank you to my team. Thank you, Mrs. Pale Reto. We appreciate you. And thank you to Maria Amanto. Thank you to our human resource consultant. And a very big thank you to our brother, Mr. Roland B. Yomi. I hope we can have one-on-one chat. You can get my number so we can talk. I'm always interested when it comes to when I hear some of these questions. You ask a lot of good questions, all right? Uh, Whenever you see people asking certain key questions, that means they have some form of interest.
Yeah.
So, because of the platform, because of time, I'm quite sure you cannot ask all of the questions, or we may not be able to respond to all of the questions that you ask. So, how be it, you can get our telephone numbers, you can go on our website, we can have one-on-one discussion. You can tell us about how You can support the process based on your professional background as a journalist or whatever capacity. And also, my brother, uh, our host, Mr. Prince Sheriff.
Yeah.
Mr. Prince Sheriff, thank you so much. I appreciate you, and I hope that this shouldn't be the last time. We are always available whenever you need us. If there's a clarity, and we'll also be reaching out to you whenever we're having program or whenever we have something to talk about mental health. Again, thank you so much. Thank you.
We go to Madam Dakadu as she close us from her end. Cisco, it's over to you, man.
Thank you, Prince. I would just quickly, from my end, just inform the public that the registration for this event will be the deadline will be on the 28th of this month, which I think is the weekend. So we're just encouraging everyone who considering attending or partnering or sponsoring or participating to strongly try to complete your registration before the deadline. Early confirmation will also support your visa processing. We that are from Africa, we know when it comes to visa, it takes time. And this is why we're giving a deadline to give you that time to go ahead with your processing of your visa. Another important thing, Prince, I just want to close up here is when it comes to clarification on immigration matters. I think most people had it confused. CACFO continue to grow and prepare for the global conference, right? But it is also important to address a matter when it comes to transparency. CACFO is not an immigration agency. I know a lot of people reaching out to us. We are not an immigration consultant. We are not a legal representative. We are not guaranteeing or promising anybody visa. The foundation does not process, submit, sponsor, or influence immigration when it comes to the visa process. And this is why we give you enough time and say get register for the conference, get your official invitation, and go and get your visa started. All immigration decisions are made solely by the government of Canada through immigration authorities, but not CAFO. We are not responsible for it. The 425 that you see on the registration fees is just for the conference, the 3 days events that will be hosting you in Canada. That's what the registration fees for. There is nothing else that CAFO is charging you for. So I just thought it wise just to flag that out to the public because sometimes information can be misleading. Feel free, go online. We got our direct contact there. Reach out. I sure Prince got everyone information here. Reach out to Mr. Stowe. Get any direct information you need for us, but please do not go and pay cash money to anybody promising you visa or promising you to enter Canada because these are a lot of concerns that have been coming to our attention. And just to wrap it up and conclude, mental health is not for one person. Prince said that even your daughter might be molested, your sons, meaning boys are being molested, but they're ashamed to say it. Because like bro say, "Mama, you man, I can some all these stigma." So mental health, we all suffer from mental health. So please come and support the event. You don't have to be a doctor before coming. Once you got an interest and you allow with CAFO mission, come and support this event. Let us try to tackle this concern in Liberia, in Africa as a whole. I think that will be it from my end. Thank you all so
Thank
much for having us on the show.
Thank you so much, Madam Dakadu. Let's go to Maria Amento. Let's hear from you. What is your parting comment?
Sorry, I didn't hear the question.
No, what is your parting comment as you take leave
Ah,
of us? Yeah.
yes. Well, I would like to say that, I'm very excited for the launch. There's been a lot of preparations for this behind the scenes, and I invite all of you to register. Registration is ending soon, so it's very important to register. And if you cannot come in person, as HR said, you can join virtually. So we welcome all those to register. Thank you for having us today, and thank you for giving us an opportunity to share the project.
Our pleasure. Let's go to Madam To. Madam To, it's over to you.
Thank you, friends. First of all, before I say my parting comments, I wanted to share this with Roland. He did ask a question about the language barrier. I know there is a special machine that the hospitals use that interpret different languages. I used to work at a hospital, and you will not believe they have crew, they have Basa, they have Nigerian language, Yoruba language. It's a special machine, and I don't really know the name of the machine, but it was a machine. The machine had various languages, and CAFO can invest in that type of machine if need be, if we have to go into the villages, and we can invest in that, and just so that we can be able to have a dialogue with someone who cannot understand the language. But it's a special machine that hospitals use in this country. With that being said, Prince, I just want to tell you thank you for allowing me to bring my team on board. Again, we're going to have this virtual. So if you are not able to come, please watch us launching on this day. Follow us, donate to us, go on the website, tap, there's a tap button, it's a donation button. You can tap on it like the CEO said. You can give $5, you can give $1, you can give $10, any amount. If you don't have anything to give, your support just by what you're doing here, Prince, it's very pleasing. We are excited to be here. And Mr. Roland, whenever you want us to come on your show in Liberia, let us know, spread the word, and we will be happy. Mental health issue is a global issue. It's a stigma. And, if we start from the school and help the children do pre-interventions with the kids in the school, in our communities, I believe our society will be a better place to live. Thank you, Prince, for having us.
So very kindly, again, for and on behalf of the platform that is the Zigo TV, under the Palava Hut, the Metro Media, and all other, our auxiliary that is actually relaying this program, both on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and via, the different medium. We want to use this time to extend our thanks and appreciation to all of you, including those of you who are following us and commenting. We want to say thank you so much for the time that we've, spent here. We are hoping and praying that we can have another segment with this team, at which time maybe they will give us some other information that we did not have the time to really address here. But again, on behalf of the team, we extend our thanks and appreciation to you and your team for, giving us the privilege to be on the platform. Thank you so much, and count on us for whatever it is. As far as the information dissemination is concerned, we will be there to play our part, because this is a worthy venture. Who knows? My daughter, my sister, a family member of mine could be a beneficiary of this particular program. So we are glad to be part of it, and count on us at any time. I mean, anytime. Count on us. Thank you so much, and
Thank
have
you,
yourself a
Prince.
wonderful day.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Prince. Thank you
Thank
so
Thank you.
much, Roland. Thank you,
Bye
everyone.
bye.
Thank you. Thank you very
Bye
much.
bye.
Thank you.
So Liberians, don't go. We about to give you some few minutes. We about to give you some few minutes. Yeah, man. That's how we do it right here. Don't go away. We're about to enter into some of our, discussion. I and Roland. Yeah, man. go there with us. That's how we do it right here, fellow Liberians and abroad. Hey. Okay. Let's take this down. Let's take this down. It's always a privilege. My brother Roland, I want to say thank you so much. Let's do, somebody will say a post-mortem of the appearance of the folks there from CACFO. What is your own impression, or what is your own takeaway as we host our people?
Okay, thank you very much, and I much applaud them for the initiative. You know, but there are some circumstances, and one of the things I really want to tell them is that they should really be strong because there are there are many people who have a positive mindset for African, but we African are sometimes the problem that some of these things cannot be delivered to us as well. So the team should be very vigilant. They should be very strong as to how they can how they can handle every aspect of African team as well, because there will be other people who will go with different mindset. There will be other people who will go with different mindset of maybe changing or maybe having an idea. But they can also work, like I was saying. I wanted to give my recommendation, but still they will still hear that again, is that they can work with high school or university. Like when we were with our NGO, when I was in high school, I worked for NGO, let me say three different NGO. So what they used to do was they came to train us in the high school after they train us, and then we were like ambassador for them on every campus in Ghana. So we used to move from high school to high school and talk to students during the devotional period and move from class to class and tell them more about sexual gender-based violence. And at the time we used to have some conferences in Ghana. We speak with them, we invite the organization or the NGO members and also kind of speak to them. They're also going to help because Mr. Sherry, if you see this thing that we're talking about, mental health, it is a wide field. Like one of our show time, which is every Thursday, it is a social talk. So there's a lady that always on the show who always discuss about mental health. It is a very wide field because this is the things that if you not take time, almost 80% of the young people that we are coming up, we might find ourselves into that few years from now because the thinking it bring in a lot of things. Sometimes you might not know whether you are going through or what are going to cause that mental health problem for you, but after certain time you start noticing that certain things is happening to you. So they are coming in. It might help as well if people are fully committed to them by learning. That's why you see, or even asking when it comes to the protection of data that they'll be getting from the community, where it may be they might not get a team also that will be quick to give out information. Like maybe I come with my private issue and tell you, say this is the reason why I'm like this. And then the next day I hear in John more, the following day I hear in Peter more, another time again I hear in different person more. Some team member, some community member will be afraid. So that's why I'm asking them whether they have a very strong protective measure put in place for data that will be coming from the field to be protected so that it can be given out to other people there. Because there are some team that when you're working with them, oh yes, I don't went to the area that woman, you see how that woman looking. So, but it was a very nice show, and I like that. But they have more work to be done. It is not easy. When we're working with, I work with Equal Liberia. I work with Kevina till Kevina. I work with the Women's Secretary Angel Liberia. I reached out in 10, 11, and 12 grade. I work with those entities from a high school level. So when it comes to human behavior, I understand at least I got little knowledge in that. When it comes to sexual gender based violence, I got little knowledge in that. So they have to put more work and talk more and do more. You are muted. You are muted. You are muted. You are muted.
Yeah, I think in my view, this is a very, very great program, especially taking into consideration Liberia with the how you call facility gap that we have. When it comes to this issue of mental health, is something that you cannot underestimate. You will be surprised. Those that you will see in Kosu and Neta, they too directly they are suffering from mental health. It's a serious thing. When I was back home, what I felt and what I thought was that when we say people mental health, it means that only Christian people mental health, or that somebody we're cracky. That what we used to be thinking. But I didn't even know that the issue of anger is also another mental issue. I didn't know that you can be as normal as we are in your clean clothes and you're working. You can still have mental issue. I don't know. I didn't know that even kids can have mental issue from fear, from maybe sexual harassment and etc. etc. But as I grew older and then try to get myself involved, especially when I got in the teaching field and with all these different trainings, it helped me to understand that the issue of mental health is very, very important. In Liberia, we are lacking
Yeah.
in that.
So when you, if you check it, guys, say this. Let's say, for example, before somebody can be naturally crazy, something must be the cost. Something might be the cause of that person getting naturally crazy. So let's say, for example, there was a lady who was in Ghana. She passed off now. There was a lady who was in Ghana. Imagine, during the course of the war, they slaughtered her husband right before her mother right before her father right before her, all of her children right before her in the same house, in the same room. They are where when she left from that place, the how she got crazy. So you see that? So she couldn't withstand the trauma that she got from that place. She couldn't withstand that. And then let's look at another situation again. Like what recently happened in the County, that the lady slaughtered that little girl. You hear that? She said every time people refer to her in the community as witchcraft. Every time people refer to her in the community as witchcraft. So what happened? It play on her mind mentally. It play on her mind. Every time people come in witchcraft, every time people come in witchcraft, the act that she did it was wrong. But these are some of the problems that we have in our community. These are some of the problems. Like that, for example, there's a girl that what you see led to that. There's a girl that was raped way back. F1 I wish that even myself I don't know. But in high school, it even caused that girl to drop from school because
Yeah.
when she coming on campus, people refer to her and say that girl was raped. That girl was raped. When you see that girl was coming, that girl was raped. And when you see she can't walk when she was small, she was raped. Mentally it play on people. I come and go to school, people come and tell me that I was raped again. Oh. When I pass, people will say I was raped. Oh. She was like sitting by herself all the time. So sometimes I used to go around her, joke with her, make her to be like, make her to feel, better. That whatever people says about you, don't think about that. You have to just refresh your mind and let it go because these are things that this is what already happened to you. So sitting inside and thinking about it, you're going to create another problem. And when you create another problem, it lead to different problem again. Sometimes it lead to death. So dealing with mental health is very important. It is a very wide and good topic, very beefy. If if Liberians really open up their mind, we will not have more Zogo. Because I like when I on our program, Mr. Sherry, to tell you, we're open up to talk to more people. I talked to a girl. Like I saw her to tutor in Ghana. I was like talking with her. And I asked her, I said, but why really encourage you to come on the street? She said, Roland, I'm from a very good family. My mother has money, my father also have. But some of my friends then that are father, this is what led me to be to where I am today. So I thinking here, I did something to my parents. I took huge amount of money from my parents. But I thinking to go back home. If my parents will still accept me, and my mother says she can't accept me, my dad said he can't accept me. So some of them when they sit down and think about what they did in the past, mentally they decide like they can pay on the street.
That's
You see that? Yeah. So I saw one of guy again that always that really used to play football. He used to play football with my elder brother. So I saw him to one of the supermarket when I went to visit one of my friends. I said, oh, my man, yeah. He said, yeah. I said, my man, you're going back to the opposition. You know what the guy told me? He said, brother, I can't lead that team. I can't lead that team. I said, why? You can't leave it? He said, but the team all right with me now. I can't lead that team. So mentally that man is disturbed. He thinking whether if he leave that team, people still going to come around him, if he's still going to get what he used to get before, or if he's still going to live a better life. So the new are counseling.
Counseling. Yeah.
So yeah, they need counseling. So
Yeah,
there are a lot
thank
of
you.
work to do. And I like their team, the way they are coming in with a lot of professional people. Actually, on the STEM that library is on right now, there are many young people, many of us that you see today, because there are many young people who are into the marital issue. So at times, many of who are now of age, sometimes we are around 20, 25, 26, we want to have a home. And to have a home is not easy, Mr. Sherry. You go through a
Mm.
lot as a man, as a young person. So when you don't have somebody who is to counsel you, who is to talk with you and tell you, say, this is it, and these are things that you're supposed to do, or these are way forward when you are going through such a problem, or what are some of the problems that you are encountering. So if you are not very fast started to be able to say, yes, I can be able to do this, it led to different thing. And when you are mentally disturbed, sometimes it led to what we call the pressure, it led to pressure, and then it led to stroke. That's why you see many people today, they come down with pressure after pressure is stroke. So you see, it's because you're thinking of something on a daily basis, what happening to the mind? And the blood continue to pump. When the blood pumping, it passes a degree that it's supposed to pump, what happen? You encounter pressure right there. And when you encounter pressure got stages. There are stages of pressure. Most especially where in the one I have the stroke aspect come in, you got serious problem to even face with. So the mental health team to the organization, I actually appreciate them for
Sure.
coming to Liberia, and they got more work to do in Liberia. Let them be able to help most of us as young people.
Thank you so much, my brother Roland, for taking the time to join us. We hope to be here tomorrow to have the political segment and discussing other issues. But until then, thank you so much, and I appreciate your presence. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right.
We want to encourage those who want to remain corrupt and steal money, that I beg the money should be used to bless our people. Thank you and God bless.